Well, to talk more on these findings and what needs to be done to address anti-Asian hate in Canada, we are joined by Mr. Ryan Chan, social media and online hate project manager for the Chinese Canadian National Council. Welcome to Forum Daily, Mr. Chan.
Thank you for having me.
Now, we highlighted some key stats from this recent report in our intro, but can you give us a bigger idea of how widespread anti-Asian hate crimes are in Canada since the start of the pandemic?
So, unfortunately, it's impossible to give an entirely accurate picture. What we can tell you is that it is extremely widespread. All we know is that for every incident reported, many more went unreported. So, if you think the current statistics are shocking, you can only imagine how bad it is in Canada.
Now, according to these findings, the majority of these racist attacks happened in public places. How does this speak towards the safety of these places in Canada in the first place?
I think it speaks to a lack of public education and widespread problematic views. So, as we noted in our report, most victims were women and low-income workers at the front line. So, it's impossible to prevent every single attack, but I think what we need to do is we need to make sure these attacks don't happen in the first place.
So, what steps need to be taken to ensure the safety of individuals in public places such as this?
So, public education really is the big one. We need more victims' resources and support afterwards as well. And yeah, so basically, for us, since it's so hard to predict like when these attacks are going to happen, we really need to push for more public awareness and education in this field.
Now, what's even more troubling is that children were found to be more likely to experience physical attacks than adults, and children also had higher mental and emotional trauma rates, according to this report. What can be done by parents and supervisors to tackle this particular issue?
So we need resources and tools for parents, supervisors, teachers to address racist incidents and open up the conversation about race and racism to children. So, in fact, like that's something that we're working on, and we're working with teachers to figure out how to best approach these conversations.
All right, Mr. Chan, a little over 2 minutes left. Let's get into the federal response so far. How have officials responded so far to the rise in anti-Asian hate in Canada?
So we're really grateful, of course, for some government support. However, there still has not been an explicit anti-racism strategy addressing anti-Asian racism after a year of this. And you still have some MPs like Derek Sloan, who's promoting anti-Asian sentiments, like questioning Dr. Theresa Tam's loyalty to Canada.
So what else needs to be done by the government to address this issue and protect Asian Canadians?
So we need more support for grassroots organizations who are actually on the ground. We need more research into the origins of anti-Asian racism and why it's still so pervasive. We need public education to open up discussions about racism. And we need legislative reform to counter hate speech, particularly online hate speech, which I focus on at CCN-CSJ.
And is there anything that our Canadian viewers right now watching the show can do to add their voices to this campaign and push for change?
So there's lots of ways. So first of all, we're having a rally in Toronto at Nathan Phillips Square at 2 p.m. this Sunday, March 28th. But other actions include just sharing the message, supporting grassroots organizations, self-reflecting on your own biases, everything helps.
All right, Mr. Chan, we've got about 50 seconds left, but what are the next steps for your organization in terms of moving forward to address this issue?
So, like I said, there are so many things that we need to do. Public awareness, number one, public education. And also I'm focusing mostly on online hate legislative reform. So we need to regulate social media companies. We understand that they are actively pushing online hate and controversial content because it drives up interactions. And so we need legislative reform to find them, to ensure that they're removing online hate on a scale that people just can't remove and report at.
All right, Mr. Chan, thank you again for your time on Forum Daily to share this important message.
Grateful for the opportunity to be here.